Let's get right into it. Number 5, the impossible precision of Pumapunku. Picture this. You're standing in the middle of Bolivia, staring at stone blocks that look like they were cut by a laser beam. These aren't your typical ancient ruins. The H-shaped blocks at Pumapunku are so perfectly crafted that modern stonemasons scratch their heads trying to figure out how it was done. We're talking about stones with 80 different faces, all matching each other with surgical precision. The joints between these massive blocks are so tight that you can't slide a razor blade between them, not even close. These ancient builders somehow created what looks like prefabricated construction components, the kind of standardized mass production that shouldn't exist until the industrial age. Each block weighs several tons, yet they fit together like giant Lego pieces designed by some cosmic architect. The red sandstone was shaped into perfect 90-degree angles, with surfaces so smooth they could pass for modern machining work. Interviews with today's stonemasons reveal something disturbing. Even with our advanced technology, diamond-tipped tools, and computer-guided machinery, replicating this level of precision would be extremely difficult. The Tiwanaku people who built this place around 536 CE had none of that. They worked with stone tools, yet somehow achieved tolerances that would make a Swiss watchmaker jealous. The blocks interlock in ways that suggest the builders understood complex engineering principles we're only beginning to appreciate. Load-bearing joints that distribute weight perfectly, all accomplished without a single drop of mortar. If you're enjoying these mind-bending mysteries, hit that subscribe button because we're just getting started with ancient architecture that shouldn't exist. Number 4. Sacsayhuaman's earthquake-proof engineering. The Spanish conquistadors thought they were looking at the work of demons when they first saw Sacsayhuaman. This massive fortress overlooking Cusco features walls that have survived devastating earthquakes for over 500 years. The secret isn't just in the construction, it's in the impossible precision of stones that weigh up to 200 tons each. These aren't neat, rectangular blocks stacked on top of each other. Instead, they're irregular, interlocking shapes that fit together like a three-dimensional jigsaw puzzle designed by someone who understood physics better than we do. The Incas used a technique called rock pecking, methodically chiseling away at these massive stones until they achieved perfect fits. But here's what doesn't make sense. How do you test fit a 200-ton stone block? You can't just pick it up and try again if it doesn't work. Yet somehow, these ancient engineers got it right the first time. Every time. The walls lean inward at precisely the right angle to withstand seismic activity. The rounded corners of the blocks add structural integrity while the tight spacing creates a unified mass that moves as one during earthquakes. Modern engineers study these walls to understand earthquake-resistant design, trying to reverse engineer techniques that were perfected centuries before we understood the science behind them. Number 3, the mathematical perfection of the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid of Giza isn't just a pile of stones, it's a mathematical masterpiece disguised as ancient architecture. Built around 2580 BCE, this monument encodes the golden ratio and pi with an accuracy that suggests its builders understood advanced mathematics centuries before these concepts were supposedly discovered. The base measures approximately 230 meters, while the height reaches about 147 meters. When you divide the base perimeter by twice the height, you get a number remarkably close to pi. The ratio of the slant height to half the base equals the golden ratio, that magical number found throughout nature and Renaissance art. This wasn't accidental. The pyramid contains 2.5 million stone blocks, some weighing 15 tons each. These stones came from quarries over 500 miles away, transported and positioned with precision that defies explanation. The internal chambers and passageways form a network so complex that new discoveries are still being made using modern scanning technology. The builders somehow moved these massive blocks into perfect alignment without wheels, pulleys, or any of the machinery we consider essential for such construction. Comment your location and let me know what ancient mysteries exist in your part of the world. Number 2, precision stonework that defies time itself. Ancient builders across different continents somehow mastered identical techniques for creating joints so perfect that nothing can fit between them. From Peru to Bolivia to Egypt, we find the same impossible precision repeated by civilizations that supposedly never contacted each other. The stones at these sites feature surfaces so smooth and angles so exact that they appear machine-made. Interior angles cut to perfect 90 degrees, exterior faces flatter than anything achieved by hand tools should allow. The consistency suggests these weren't one-off achievements, but standardized techniques passed down through generations of master craftsmen who understood principles we've forgotten. Modern attempts to recreate this precision using G-period-appropriate tools have failed repeatedly. The mathematical knowledge required to plan these structures, combined with the physical capability to execute them, points to technological capabilities that shouldn't have existed thousands of years ago. Number 1, the construction timeline that breaks all logic. Here's where things get absolutely wild. The Great Pyramid wasn't built over centuries like you'd expect from such a massive undertaking. Historical records suggest this engineering marvel was completed in just 20 years. Let's break down what that actually means. With 2.5 million stone blocks, workers would need to place one block every 2 minutes, working around the clock for 2 decades straight. That's assuming they never stopped for weather, never took breaks, and never made mistakes. Each 15-ton block had to be quarried, shaped, transported hundreds of miles, then lifted and positioned with millimeter precision. The logistics alone should have been impossible. You'd need thousands of workers, perfectly coordinated supply chains, and construction management that would challenge modern project managers with all their computers and communication systems. Yet somehow, ancient Egyptians pulled this off using copper tools and human labor. The precision wasn't just in individual blocks, but in the overall structure. The base is level to within just 2.1 centimeters across its entire 230-meter width. The orientation aligns with true north to within 3/60ths of a degree. This level of accuracy requires surveying techniques and measuring instruments that shouldn't have existed 4,500 years ago. Modern construction projects with all our technology struggle to achieve this kind of precision. But here's the part that really makes your brain hurt. The pyramid's internal chambers were built as the structure rose, meaning the builders had to calculate the exact positions of hidden rooms and passages while stacking millions of blocks above them. One miscalculation would have made the internal spaces inaccessible or caused the entire structure to collapse. They got it right on the first try, creating a monument that has stood longer than any modern building and will likely outlast anything we construct today. These ancient architects understood principles of engineering, mathematics, and construction that we're still trying to fully comprehend. They achieved precision that challenges our modern capabilities while working with tools we'd consider primitive. The stone joints are so tight that you can't slip a piece of paper between them. The surfaces are so smooth they could pass for machine-polished work. What makes this even more mysterious is that these techniques appear and disappear throughout history. Civilizations would build with incredible precision for a few generations. Then the knowledge would vanish as if it never existed. Later cultures in the same regions would use cruder methods, suggesting that advanced construction techniques were lost and never recovered. The evidence is carved in stone, literally. These structures exist, they're real, and they challenge everything we think we know about human technological development. Ancient builders accomplished feats that pushed the boundaries of what we believe possible with the tools and knowledge available to them. Whether through lost techniques, forgotten mathematics, or engineering principles we haven't rediscovered, these monuments stand as proof that our ancestors were far more capable than we give them credit for. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.